Hey guys, Delt here. I got a comment request from G Dolan9 asking for a compilation of some PvP and to explain how I was going about the fights. I thought this is a great idea because although Bard's PvE is great, it's definitely a lot more difficult to use against other players. There's a pretty simple playstyle in that you want to chip enemies down from a range using Lament of Languor, and then close the distance and use Shriek of Weakness to finish in melee, but that doesn't always work out the way we want it to. And sometimes we could misjudge how much damage we did, or run into melee too early. And while I honestly do the same thing sometimes too, I think the biggest set of advice that I can give you is that Bard is a jack of all trades, master of none. So think about what the enemy wants and then do the opposite. I hope this helps. So this game, I honestly played a little crazy and I had already fought like 2 or 3 people. I didn't end up killing any of them because they were literally all rogues and they all got away from me by just taking off their clothes and running. This guy tried to run into the swarm, and so I'm gonna do the normal thing and poke him down with my range. So I'm gonna throw drums, and then he actually tries to pick one up, so I just run into melee and finish him. This is the same game as the one with the rogues. I'm actually chasing after a barbarian here, and I'm casting Lament of Languor just to make sure he's not hiding behind a corner, ready to run back out at me. We get one good crossbow shot on him, and I'm just gonna keep running after him. Right here, when I missed my crossbow, I should have actually swapped my drums, but instead I played Shriek of Weakness and went into melee. I only hit him one time, and I got 2 hit, and I hit him twice, and he was still alive. If I hit him with one drum first, I probably would have won. And this is a little weird thing to add in here, but I was actually about to fight a Warlock here, and I decided to wait until he killed the Wisp, because if I ran in and the Wisp was still alive whenever it shot, I would have lost all of my buffs. That's one of the really annoying things about playing on Ruins, because it's the only map with Wisps, and it's the only thing in the game that does that. Now that I noticed that the Wisp is dead, I'm running in to take the fight. But right there, he dies to a skeleton. And I didn't realize it until just about now. So after looting the Warlock, I'm deciding to leave. I'm starting to clear some mobs, and a wizard decides he wants to zap me in melee range. Whenever you fight a wizard, if they're close enough, just W key and you win. It doesn't matter if they're geared or not. If he started from behind the wall, I probably would have used crossbow and drums first or done something different, but since he was right there, literally just swing your falchion or rapier or whatever you have. This game I spawned here, so I just killed Cave Troll, and then I'm running up and I see someone in here. I didn't realize what he was at first, but we're actually about to fight a Cleric. So while we're at a distance, I'm gonna start using my survival bow, make him a little weak, force him to heal some, waste his spells. He starts casting Holy Strike, so I'm gonna make sure I don't get hit by it. He actually does this twice in a row. And now he's buffing up with protection and some other things, so I'm actually going to cast Lament of Languor as he starts to run toward me, and he starts to cast Judgment. So again, I'm just going to back up, break out of that. And now I know he has Judgment and not Smite, so I'm just going to run in and use Shriek of Weakness to finish the fight. I'm not anywhere near as concerned fighting a Cleric in melee if they don't have Smite. And right here, I was actually about to leave. This is a different game. And a Warlock tries to stop me. Instead of casting Curse of Pain or something, he just puts a Hydra down, which is great. That means he's taking more damage. And I went out for a little bit of a chip shot there and actually got hit by one of the Hydras. It wasn't the biggest problem, but he just keeps Hydraing this door. So I'm just going to drink a health pot real quick. And now I know he's cast Hydra 3 times. And he starts to use Life Drain here. So what I want to do is not let him heal. He likes to spam Hydra, so he likes to damage himself. And what I'm going to do is just try to keep him away from Life Drain, keep him away from Curse of Pain, and hit him as many times as I can through the doorway while he tries to cast those spells. And I just hit him 3 or 4 times and he was never able to heal off of his last Hydra, so he's big hurting and actually decides to phantomize and try to run away. So at this point I'm going to chase after him and try to finish in melee. But instead I just line up another survivable shot and he casts Curse of Pain on me. We both hit each other, but he falls over. This fight was a bit awkward. I hear someone at the door behind me and I go to look to see what he is, and then a barbarian breaks it open. So we're gonna do the normal thing, cast Lament of Languor, back up, try to get as many shots in as we can. And I actually swapped my sword and shield here. I was wanting to block his Achilles strike whenever he decided to swing, but instead he backs up and there's a fighter coming. The barbarian ran away and he's getting chased by spiders, and I'm actually just deciding the fighter's closer to me. I'm just gonna swap onto him, and we hit him 3 or 4 times once again, so we know that he's hurting even though he's second winded. So I'm gonna run into melee to try to finish. I actually back up some again and cast Shriek of Weakness before doing it, but we get the kill with our falchion. And I know I never looked at his longsword, and I know it's at least epic rarity, but I didn't care. I don't like selling things in trade chat, it takes too long. So that's basically going to be it for this video. Once again, just remember that Bard is a jack of all trades, master of none. So if you're fighting a ranger or a wizard, you're much better off if you're able to get into melee. And if you're against a barbarian or a fighter, get some poke damage in before engaging fully. Fighting things like Warlock and Cleric can be difficult since they have heals, but just remember to not do what they want you to. The Cleric wanted to fight me from a distance at first, so I didn't let him. And then after I saw he didn't have Smite, we went into melee. With the Warlock, I saw how he wanted to play, and I adapted based off that. I really hope this helps y'all, and if you enjoyed the content, please just give me a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel. Anything and everything helps, and I hope y'all have a great day. Peace.